Hello everyone, another video which means another platinum trophy. I'm sure you've seen this game before or might have even played it yourself. It's Cuphead. Cuphead is a well-known game to most trophy hunters, not only for its fun and chaotic gameplay, but more so for its difficulty. Getting into it, Cuphead has 28 trophies needed for the platinum, and that's obviously not including the DLC. So it's a fairly short list, but trust me, it's not to be underestimated at all. I've platinumed Cuphead before, so I knew what I was in for in terms of difficulty, but there was one trophy I knew I was going to struggle with no matter what. Aside from the boss fights, Cuphead has 6 run and gun levels. They're platforming levels with a bunch of enemies, and they're also where a majority of the coins are collected. Usually these levels aren't too bad because getting rid of the enemies makes the platforming easier. However, to get the silver trophy Pacifist, I had to complete every run and gun level without killing the enemies, which makes these fairly harmless levels into what I consider to be the most frustrating and unfun chore in trying to get the platinum trophy. Now, to be honest, even without having to do the trophy requirement, I don't really care for the run and gun levels. I would much rather be fighting the bosses. But sometimes you just have to get the annoying stuff done and out of the way so that the rest can just be fun and enjoyable, right? Cuphead has 3 aisles, and on each one there are 2 run and gun levels. And the first aisle has Treetop Trouble and Forest Follies. Treetop Trouble is the easiest level. The only somewhat troublesome part is the middle section. While trying to go up the tree, there are enemies that come down, which can lead to taking unnecessary hits. But with the Smoke Bomb charm that changes the normal dash into basically like a teleport, avoiding enemies or obstacles is a lot easier. The Smoke Bomb is my go-to for most of the playthrough. I admit I'm a bit too dependent on it, but it just makes the game a lot more comfy for me, so I like to keep it on. The other run and gun on aisle 1 is Forest Follies, and it's easily in the top 2 for being the most annoying piece of shit level in the entire game, alongside Rugged Ridge. And I'll get to that garbage later. I hate most everything in this level, but I truly despise these stupid flower fucks that are constantly spawning and running across my screen. The only thing that even comes close to them on this level is the stupid mini-boss, which is a machine that spews out fat nuts that home in on the player. And while it is annoying to get hit, the thing that upsets me much more is that for whatever fucking reason, this shit machine has to be jumped over. I can't just take a hit and go through it like, I would say 90%, maybe even more than that, of all the other enemies in the game. Instead, I have to do some fucking trick jump. And doing this isn't necessarily like difficult or anything, but having to do it after all the bullshit I went through just to get to this part pisses me off. The only saving grace for this level is that the last section is the easiest part. Fuck this level, and I hope I never have to play anything like it again. Bravo! Aisle 2 has Funfair Fever and Funhouse Travel, and fortunately for me, neither of them are as frustrating as Forest Follies. Smoke Bomb and the Invisibility Super make Funfair Fever a simple level to get through. Once you know the layout and what to dodge, it's pretty easy. Funhouse Frazzle is also pretty simple. It does have an upside down gimmick that's a bit tricky at first, but for the most part it's pretty straightforward. And it's a lot more manageable than it looks. Aisle 3 has the last 2 run and gun levels, which are Rugged Ridge and Perilous Piers. Rugged Ridge gave me so many problems, which is odd because I don't remember it being this annoying, or maybe the little bit of skill that I had has already deteriorated more than I thought. There was a big disconnect for me on this level of knowing what I needed to do for every part of this level, but just making mistake after mistake, and it was really draining and not fun at all. Going back and doing all these levels has made me realize how much I hate the if you touch the enemy you get hurt mechanic. I can understand if the enemy is doing an attack or is on fire or something like that, but when it's mainly a stationary object that's just meant to block the way, why does it damage me from just touching it? I don't like it, not in Cuphead or any other game. Anyway, fuck these goat enemies, they can go to hell alongside the stupid lion statues and the ugly wall face guys. This level was awful and took me way too long to finish. Finally, all that's left is Perilous Piers. With some practice, the majority of this level is fairly easy, but the last section is a nightmare for a guy like me. There's a constant barrage of enemies from the right side of the screen while also being shot at from the left side, and having to do this all while staying on a small moving platform is definitely not easy. With some persistence and the knowledge that this was the last thing I need to do, I was going to get this done. finally I was finished with all the running guns, and now I could actually have fun with the rest of the game. But before that, there is a reward for getting P rank on all the running guns, which is a filter that makes the game black and white. Honestly, it's not worth all the trouble I had to go through to get it, but I might as well use it while getting another trophy. Bravo Zulu P26 is a silver trophy for defeating a boss while only using mini plane bullets. So I did just that with Hildeberg on simple difficulty. There are 19 bosses in Cuphead's base game, and for the Platinum trophies required not only to beat them on normal mode, but expert as well. And while doing that, I also needed to get at least an A rank on every boss. What rank you get is determined by 4 things: how long the fight takes, the amount of HP you have left, getting parries on specific objects, and lastly using the special meter for either supers or EX attacks. Thankfully, they don't all need to be perfect to get an A rank. The HP and parry requirements were the more difficult ones to manage, since there are times where bosses only throw out parryable objects during certain phases of the fight, or even if they do throw them out, they might be too risky to go for. And for the HP, I think you can piece together why that would be difficult. Once I beat the last boss of each aisle, I would get 2 trophies, one for beating all the bosses, and another for getting an A rank on all of them. With normal mode finished, I could move on to expert, where bosses generally have more health and tougher attack patterns. The gold trophy beat the devil at his own game for completing the game on expert, and the silver trophy, put on a show, which is for getting an S rank, were the last 2 I needed for the platinum. Getting an S rank on a boss means doing all the 4 requirements I mentioned earlier, but now they have to be perfect. I made my way in reverse from the devil all the way back to aisle 1 because I knew what boss I wanted to finish expert on. And in terms of the S rank, I was just going to beat all the bosses first, and if I needed to, I was just going to fight Goopy since he's the easiest boss to do it on. But to my surprise, I actually got the S rank on a different boss. All I had left to do was beat the remaining bosses. I saved Wally Warbles for the end, because he's without a doubt my favorite boss fight in the entire game. I enjoy all 4 phases of the fight, especially the second part where it's just a bullet hell of feathers. It's fun dodging all of them, unlike a certain other plain boss. I think Cuphead has a lot of great bosses, but for me, Wally stands out a bit more than the rest. While I do enjoy the fight, that's not to say that I'm all that good at it. So it did take me a while, but I got there eventually.
Good game or a well battle. You're up.
And with that, Cuphead's Platinum Trophy is mine. Cuphead is a great game. I enjoy playing it again. In terms of the Platinum, however, I've done it twice now, and I think that's more than enough for me. The boss fights I don't mind at all. I love them. But I hate those run and gun levels, man. They're just not for me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought of it, or of Cuphead in general by leaving a comment. I would greatly appreciate a like and subscribe, but most importantly, thanks for watching and be safe. Bye-bye.